Alright, last time on Sword Coast Adventures, the party was in Thunderfield and they talked with their new group of people, Celis and the ATC guards, Seraphim, Finn the Hunter, and they talked about what they wanted to do. Icy went to meet with the Druid elders and got a vision about a green and silver dragon. A green dragon and a silver dragon, I should say, who are in conflict. And the party arrived. They traveled through the grasslands to the place, the outpost of the Emerald Enclave, and teleported back to Neverwinter. And it is now spring, day 19. After 2 days of resting and then 7 days of travel, it's now spring 19. It's late afternoon. Seraphim was turned invisible and taken out to a place where he could camp. Icy and Harbeck were planning to go to the library, and Rokus was making his way to meet with them, I think.
It's my notes.
Yeah, and Celeste for right now, she's at the cloak tower. The ATC guards went to Phandelver. Finn the Hunter has come with you guys, and he's headed to the Emerald Enclave to try to see if he wants to become a member. But Celise is still in the cloak tower with the wizards there. Okay, cool. So let's see. Let's start with Harbeck and Icy. What do you got? You're headed to the library?
Yeah, let's do that first.
Alright, cool. So you guys know the way, and you're able to get there pretty quickly. If you want to
we'll take the cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say Harbeck usually likes to take the coach for a copper. And yeah, you're able to arrive there, and you are greeted by the librarian as you enter. This is the House of Knowledge, Temple to Agma, and Library. The librarian here is Scholar Vika Valon, a female sun elf. And you have met her before.
Same one as before, right?
Yeah. She says, "Greetings once again, my lord, lady."
Hello, it's nice to see you.
How may I help you today?
I want to get some books on dragons, specifically the silver dragon and green dragon.
I see. We have some books on those subjects. Let's see if we can find something. So, go ahead and roll an investigation check with, I guess, Harbeck. Are you helping her with that?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, we'll have you roll it with advantage, so you're helping each other.
Okay, I'm rolling it then?
Yeah, because you're better at investigation.
Okay. Go over here.
I rolled a 12.
Oh, Harvey was gonna roll. We'll have the one roll be 12, and the other Harvey, you do the other one.
14.
Okay, 14 plus your investigation.
13 plus 1, 14.
Okay, 14 total. All right. Yeah, you're able to find some useful books, and you find some books about dragons specifically, and some stories about dragons. So within the books, what exactly are you looking for?
located, how we, like the good dragons, how do we get them to, how do we go about meeting them, like the silver dragons?
Okay. Anything else from Harvey? Harbeck?
Anything about silver dragons fighting green dragons?
Okay. Alright, so you guys know that Rokus knows a lot about dragons. Icy knows how to speak Draconic, but she's not really an expert on dragons. But she does know a few things. One thing you know is that metallic dragons, as opposed to chromatic, are usually good. Metallic dragons seek to preserve and protect, viewing themselves as one powerful race among the many races that have a place in the world. Let's look for silver dragons specifically. Okay, it says, you find that it says the friendliest and most social of the metallic dragons, silver dragons cheerfully assist good creatures in need. And yeah, their scales are a shining silver color, though they're very easy to spot. Each kind of dragon has a different shape of head and like crest and things like that. Silver dragons have kind of a goatee looking beard of spiky, I don't know what you would call them, but it looks like a beard, and it's got kind of a mohawky shaped crest over its head.
It's like your dad then.
Yeah, mohawk. Okay, so that's the basic stuff you found about them. Then reading some about stories, looking for a place where you might locate them. Okay, you find a story. It says long ago in the 1800s, sorry, not 18, the 800s, the orcs of the Kingdom of Many Arrows did battle with the dwarves of Mithra Hall. The orcs raided the surrounding lands and amassed a large hoard of treasure. Eventually, with the help of a silver dragon named Azimioth, the orcs were vanquished. The dwarves agreed to split the treasure with the dragon, and it returned to the Lost Peaks, which I think Harvick would probably know. Let's have Harvick do a history check.
Was that Lost Peak?
Yeah, I'll paste what I just read.
+4, 18.
Okay, so you know that the Lost Peaks is a smaller mountain range north of the mountain range where your kingdom is, the kingdom of Understar, under a mountain range called Star Mounts. So there's a big forest that surrounds both of these mountain ranges called the High Forest. And the Lost Peaks are there.
Lost Peaks are under what?
It's north of your kingdom, which is called Understar. That's your kingdom.
Okay, so it's north of Understar.
Yeah, let me see.
Okay. Were there any stories about silver dragons dealing with druids?
Okay, hold on. This shows Neverwinter on the upper left corner. And on the right side, in the big forest, is Star Mounts. Yep. And above that is a unlabeled little mountain range in the forest. That's the Lost Peaks.
Okay. How many days travel is that?
Let's see. So let me see. Check my notes here. I have to just do it comparing other places. So on the map you can see Neverwinter and Phandelver. That's 3 days travel.
Okay.
So 6, 9, 12 maybe.
Okay.
Just by estimation there. And there are roads headed that way because there's Tribor City and Yartar
Okay.
City. Yeah.
We could even
so
maybe go by boat because there's Deseret River goes right to it.
I think that. Oh, I see what you're saying. I think that's the road that turns off. Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe that is the river. Deseret River. Yeah, I have to zoom in here a bit. Oops. Yeah, you're right. That is the river there.
I'll be able to take a boat apart most of the way.
There's a river that goes off of the Star Mounts. Yeah, cool. I didn't notice that, but you're right.
We can go on a river cruise.
Okie dokie. So yeah, your second question was if there was any stories with druids. Do another investigation check.
Again.
9 plus 1, 10.
Okay, so you had a 10 and a 12.
9.
Yeah, you look around for stuff about druids. You don't find anything.
About a fight with a green dragon.
Um. Okay. Yeah. You don't find
And
any.
go
What's
ahead.
that?
I was saying, what about a fight with a green dragon? Story with a fight about a silver
How do
dragon.
you destroy a green dragon?
How do you destroy a green dragon?
Yes.
Okay, that's a separate question, but yeah. So you don't find any stories of a silver dragon fighting a green dragon. Um, but how to destroy a green dragon? It's from what you read about dragons, they are pretty much just like any other creature. If you attack it enough, it's gonna bleed and die. Let me see if there's anything else to be found.
Could we have a recap of what the druids told Icy?
Okay. Yeah. So, Icy. The only thing you know about green dragons really is that poison doesn't work against them. And you do know that Rokus is a dragon expert, so he might know some stuff that could be helpful. But yeah, here in the library, looking for historical things, you don't find anything useful about that. And you wanted a recap on her vision.
Yeah.
So her vision was very blurry. She just saw a silver color and a green color, and they bounced off of each other. But because of her insight, she was able to guess that it was related to dragons, because they were meditating on the subject of her prophecy with the dragons, and she recognized it as two colors of dragons. So, all she could guess at was that it was a green dragon and a silver dragon in conflict.
And where was it we saw we had the encounter with the green dragon? Can you refresh my memory?
Okay, that was the end of our first adventure with Phandelver and everything. You guys went to Thunder Tree instead of Thunder Field. You went to Thunder Tree with Linnea, and you were able to sneak up on the green dragon while I was sleeping. And you guys beat it up, and it ran away. It flew away. It retreated without even being able to attack back at you guys.
And Thunder Tree is near Phandelver?
Yeah, it's kind of between. It's not directly between, but it's on the way from Phandelver going north.
Okay.
Before you get to Neverwinter.
Okay.
Is it? It's not on that map I just posted.
Okay.
It's basically where the river comes out of Neverwinter Wood towards Neverwinter. But yeah. So yeah, you found a couple things about dragons and stuff, but nothing too clear on anything that's happened recently. So there's no recent books on any of the goings on.
Okay.
I guess another thing, you know that dragons can live to be quite ancient, and so the story with the silver dragon from the 800s, it's about 600 years ago. That would be a dragon who's 600 years old would just be considered an adult. It wouldn't be ancient yet. So they could easily be a lot older and still be alive.
Okay. One of the things we did before we left is we had people collecting bomb fragments.
Yeah.
We're going to try to reassemble them the same way you do like when there's an airplane
Yeah.
crash, where you collect all the parts and then try to put it back together again.
Yes.
How are they doing on that?
So we didn't go over it specifically, but I think Aaron probably would have told you during your travel that they had been able to complete that project, and that they'd give you more information at the meeting.
Okay, that would be at the meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
And is Fraxina going to be at the meeting?
No, she's still in Waterdeep. But Aaron will be there to represent Emerald Enclave, so he can pass information on to her.
Okay. Well, she has a sending stone for Fraxina?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, could she ask Fraxina if it would be worthwhile for us to go there?
You should wait till the meeting, because you're not actually talking to him now.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
That is something to do. Okay.
Harbeck and Icy have finished researching dragons. Anything else you wanted to do in the library?
You found nothing about druids and dragons.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's yeah. You said that what's the range of silver dragons? In other words, in this area, would there be another silver dragon? Or is that pretty much be the only silver dragon in this area? By I mean, within hundreds of miles.
Okay. I think most dragons in general are kind of territorial, and they stay alone. They don't have family groups, really. So
right.
You would think that they... I don't think it gives their range.
Okay, well, all right. Let me be a little more specific then. If this dragon in the Loft Mountains if we were to look at his range, would the where Icy grew up, would that be within the range?
Oh,
Or would there
okay.
probably
No,
be
that
another?
it's very distant, so you wouldn't expect
Okay.
that they would go
Platinum
that far.
dragon where I'm from? Wasn't it a platinum dragon?
So the platinum dragon is basically like a the god of dragons. Um, it's kind of beyond a normal dragon, and nobody really knows where it is.
Okay. Are there other metallic dragons closer to us?
Um, you haven't heard any accounts, and looking in your research, um, the the stories that you find of other dragons in this area are very old, and um, they're either dragons that have been killed or dragons that are too ancient to still be alive. But yeah, dragons
What
have a
about
pretty big range. They can move around, but usually if they have they like to try to settle down and create a hoard of treasure that they protect.
what if we went over to see Rogar? Because he's half dragon, right?
Okay, he's a dragonborn. That's basically a sentient humanoid race. It's not really half dragon. It's more their ancestry came from dragons. It's something that happened a long time ago. So a lot of dragonborn don't really know much about dragons actually.
Okay. So going to him and asking and just describing the what the druids told Icy or what Icy saw in her vision would not help then.
You could try that, but I'm just saying I think Harvick would know that you'd be just as well off asking anybody. Uh,
Okay.
as a dragonborn doesn't uh have any more likelihood of knowing about dragons than an elf.
Okay.
Showed up at the library yet?
You're cutting out a bit. What was that?
Has Roka showed up at the library yet?
Okay, sure. Yeah, by this point, I think he would have arrived, and he, like I mentioned, he does know a thing or two about dragons. So
Yeah, what do you want to know?
he shows up.
I know a little bit about dragons, particularly green and silver dragon.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So
So we tell him. So we tell him what we have found.
okay, what does Rokus? What do you think of all this?
I don't know what they've told me that they didn't seem to ask many questions about them.
What questions would you ask?
Well, green dragons are like super deceptive. Um, Silver dragons are basically good natured, and they actually speak common, so you don't even need to know draconic to talk to one. They can change shape. Um, they can they're known to hang out with people. They're not as powerful as a green dragon. They deal in cold. The green dragon deals in poison. But green dragons are like really, really sneaky and vindictive, and they're not nice. But their deception is their like forte. And they're also pretty damn powerful. And both of them have fight claw and tail attacks.
All right, sounds
Okay.
accurate.
Well, we need to go to the blizzard. We need to go to the blizzard meeting, I guess, at this point. But I'm wondering if, given, I still think there's something going on with this vision that Icy had. I'm wondering if it's worthwhile going to the Loft Mountains to cornfab with the silver dragon there. What do you think, Focus?
I'd love to do that. I just don't want to leave Zarafin on his own too long because he's going to lose patience and go fight the ATC single-handed if we're not around.
Okay, maybe we can give him a mission or something to keep him busy. But yeah, okay, let's keep that in mind as we're going along. So I guess the next thing we need to do is have that meeting then. I can't think of anything else I want to do before that.
Yeah. Didn't you say that um, the lady we wanted to talk to still in Waterdeep?
Yeah, but we have a when we go to the meeting, her contact will be at the meeting, so then we'll be able to send a message to her.
Okay.
Her contact has a sending stone.
Gotcha. Like specific for her?
Yeah, I'm assuming. Well, the specific to the stones.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that sending stones go in pairs.
Right.
So Fractiona has one, and her contact has the other one, who's the emerald emerald representative at the meeting. Should have that stone.
Now, the one sending stone we had just goes back to the Emerald Enclave, right?
Yeah, to that guy. It's
Yeah.
Aaron. Aaron's the one who will be there.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you guys know if you want to like initiate the meeting, you can head back to the headquarters building where you guys are also
Okay.
able to sleep and everything.
Okay, we'll take another coach.
All right, cool. All right, hold on.
Did you hear anything about auctions?
I don't think he would have yet.
I was going to ask Harold about that when we get to the meeting.
Okay. I just remember you were interested in that.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you guys get over to the house, and you are greeted by Patty, the maid, who brings you in and says, "Oh, you're back. I'll contact everyone to schedule a meeting." And so
It's late afternoon.
yeah, I'm gonna say
Have a meeting in the morning.
yeah. So I don't want to spend too much time on the organization of how you guys get to the meeting, but basically after contacting a bunch of people, uh, Lord Neverember wants to be involved in the meeting this time. So he is suggesting that he is asking everyone to discreetly come to his place, and he says he's gonna send out um, uh, unmarked carriages with darkened windows that he can use to transport some of you guys. Um, Icy knows she can use invisibility to sneakily get you guys around without being seen. So yeah, basically, when you're ready to do the meeting, you guys will be able to get in there discreetly. We don't need to go through it as a big thing. But yeah, that will be on the next day. That would be spring 20.
The spring 20.
Yeah.
Should Pookie and I keep an eye out for the Rat Pack and see if they're up to anything?
That's something you can do though in the evening before you come back to the place.
Yeah, 'cause I only need 4 hours of sleep. I could use 4 hours in the night to buy on those guys.
Yeah, I'll send Pookie with you.
Okay, cool.
See, and
Anything else?
he can recognize if he can comes around it, he can recognize the guy that had the sack.
Okay. Yeah, so anything else you guys want to do overnight? Because otherwise you can just do a long rest and we can start in the morning. So Rokus wants to do a little snooping around. Anything else you guys want to do?
Not at this particular point in time. I think we should go to the meeting before I do anything else.
Okay, cool. Let's role play out. Rokus is sneaking a little bit. So how are you gonna keep an eye out and looking around? What are you gonna do exactly?
I'm gonna have Pookie. Um, I'm gonna have Pookie checking out um the
Sewers?
yeah, the
Grates?
sewer in the there,
Scar?
huh?
The sewer in the scar, or
Yeah, and I'll keep an eye on the one there by the bridge.
Okie dokie. Cool. We'll do some rolls then. So roll a stealth check and a perception check.
Okay, my stealth is 23.
And you have advantage on stealth too, right?
Yeah, I did. Another one was perception.
Yeah.
Got a 19. Oh, let's see. Perception. Do I have more? Yeah, 25.
Oh, 25 perception?
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
Okay, cool.
I forgot
What's
I
your
had a
plus on stealth, by the way?
plus is 7.
Is PJ gonna try to be stealthy, or he's just being pretending to be a regular dog and expecting not to be cared about?
He's just going to be a regular dog. I'm going to take the pack off of him and his armor so nobody can notice
Okay.
he's anything other than just some dumb dog.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Pookie makes eye contact with a guy as he goes into the sewers. I forgot the exact way. I think they were like climbing down the side and swinging through the bars, if I remember
Yeah, that sounds
correctly.
right.
Um,
Is he going in or out?
he sees him going in on the Scar side. Then Ruckus,
Is he carrying anything?
yeah, his perception he rolled higher than his stealth, and then his stealth was lower than your perception. So you guys both see each other. So yeah, Ruckus, when he's coming up the other side, you kind of like at the bridge, you're like leaning over a bit too far, and you guys make eye contact as he's climbing up. He can't do anything other than continue climbing up, and then
Okay, I'm gonna talk to him in thieves' cant, I guess.
okay, cool.
Is he
Um,
carrying anything?
he has a cloak on. But anyway, Harvick, you're not there, so
When
yeah,
Pookie saw him go in,
Pookie would have reported to you. There's a guy with a black cloak. Looks like he might have some bags or something under the cloak. He's kind of
okay.
got something on his belt. but can't see what it is. Um, so Ruckus, you saw his, you kind of made eye contact. You saw that he had his like bottom part of his face covered with a mask. Um, but you could see his eyes as he came up. And then, so you're gonna call out in Thieves' Camp?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he kind of relaxes a bit as he climbs up the bit, and he kind of gets out of view behind a kind of a building there that he's able to kind of sneak behind, and he kind of nods his head to for you to come over.
Okay.
So what the hell are you
So
doing?
I'm going to.
He pulls down his mask, and you see it's the guy that you met before, the human of the Rat Pack.
Okay. The guy I talked to in the
The
in
guy
the
who you had a little tussle with.
yeah. Say uh what's up?
So what the fuck do you think is up? What are you doing?
I'm just out for evening stroll, see what's going on with our sewer dwellers.
Mm, so let's see. So I'm looking for this guy's name. Where is that? Okay, this is Roach.
See what kind of nightlife our sewer dwellers are having.
Well, he
So
says, "Oh, what do you want? I'm on a job."
okay. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm back in town, and I'm particularly interested these days in the ATC,
Oh,
and wanted to let your group know that that information about those guys would be something that could be rewarded.
okay. He says, I see. Well, the ATC is usually heavily guarded. We don't usually target their warehouse.
Well, it's not a matter of targeting their warehouse, but whether or not there are any rumors about them, any plans or any actions that they're taking, we'd be interested to know about. I would be interested to know about.
Hmm. Well, um, so far, recently, uh, they've seems like they've got shipments in from the docks, but yeah, they're usually heavily guarded. We don't mess with them too much.
They're
I
they're
haven't
they're
haven't.
dangerous characters, huh?
Mm, just they're not exactly. It's just the easier pickings to be had.
Okay.
I
Well,
think I'm sure if we needed to, we could sneak in there and steal some stuff. But yeah. Why bother with armed guards when you can just steal from an old lady?
uh, I guess you confine your activities primarily to the Lake District.
Mm, well, that's where the big scores are to be had.
Yeah. Well, if you happen to run into anything related to the ATC and or any useful information about um, Neverember, anybody plotting against Neverember. That sort of information could be valuable. So if you want to make some money without having to take risks, if you hear something, you can leave note. You can use our system to leave me a note at the behind the pawn shop.
All right. I get what you're saying. So, yeah. So yeah, he seems to agree to that, but he doesn't say much, and he's in, that whole conversation was in Thieves' Camp, so you can see he says, all right, can't you step out and walk away, and if the coast is clear, you scratch the back of your head.
Okay.
So you walk out, and yeah, you don't see anybody on the street right now. So do you scratch your head?
Yeah.
All right. So he slinks off into the Lake District over the bridge.
And I guess I'll go back to the meeting house. We have a room there, right?
Right. Yeah. The former Dimitri residence is now the Blizzard headquarters. You guys have rooms, and Harvick has the maid there to take care of him, so he can be a fancy nobleman.
I'll stomp and bump
As
going
he
up the
deserves.
stairs, so I'll be sure to wake him up.
All
I
right.
expect that from you.
So you guys are able to pass the night. If you need to click the long rest button, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we cast a couple spells, I think.
Yeah, possibly. I think Icy did invisibility at least. But yeah, it's the morning, and you guys are able to discreetly make your way into the Neverember villa, where you are led by his household guard to a meeting room, and there you find basically everybody is here for this meeting. Lord Justicar, Andre Galanis, the priest Harold, Aaron Hewlett, the ranger Lorgan is there, Rokus's childhood friend. Lord Daggalt Neverember, his representative Captain Lucas Adamos, Callista Chloros, and the only ones missing, Faxina is not there, and Patty the maid is back at the headquarters. So everybody's there. If anything needs to get done, we have the people here to make the decisions.
Okay. Now, what's the lowdown on reassembling and the bomb fragments and trying to figure out what that was about?
Okay. So I think when you come to the meeting first, probably before you get the information on the bomb, that the higher ups would ask for your report of what happened exactly. So we got your message back, but as obviously that it was abbreviated, so basically you don't have to explain everything that you guys did, but is there anything you want to omit, or anything you don't want to tell them?
No. Is Celise at this meeting? Where's Celise?
So Lisa is not at the meeting. She's not a member.
Okay.
We would want to let them know how helpful she'd been, and that we didn't think she wasn't a willing participant in anything ugly those people were up to, and she'd been real helpful to us. But so we'd like to keep her in our group.
Okay, so yeah, they say that they're aware that she is at the cloak tower. She's staying with the wizards there for the moment.
Yeah.
And
We think she's reliable.
okay, cool.
Well, she needs to.
Aaron also says that the hunter Finn came by and was talking about some of the stuff that you guys had done.
Okay.
And he had to bring him in and make sure he was gonna stay quiet about it.
Okay.
Rokas can say he hid the head, but he's not going to tell anybody where he hid it.
Okay, just so
Or
nobody
even
can
how I
leak it
hid
by
it.
accident.
How's
Okay,
that?
cool. Yeah, they say that's
Yeah.
fine. We don't need to know. The more people who know, the worse it'll be.
That's what I figured.
Okay, so yeah, and then they are very
Is
surprised.
there
They're
a,
very surprised about the situation with Seraphim, and you guys, I guess you're telling him that he's camped outside of the city, and that he seems to be being cooperative.
Yeah, but I don't know how long he will be patient if we don't move against the ATC. He's not a subtle force.
I'm not surprised, says Lord Neverember.
is there a wizard at this meeting?
No. But
Do we have any?
Neverember has um made an attempt to get the wizards on his side by granting them the cloak tower, which they've been using for basically as a sort of like a university, a place where they can study as a group.
Yeah.
But they're not like taking on students yet or anything. But yeah, he
Well,
Neverember says he's pretty confident that that he's gained their trust, but he's not fully ready to bring them in.
okay.
He's a bit wary of wizards because they are so powerful.
Does anybody have any idea where Xanathea is?
Okay, Aaron says that Vexina has gotten information that it doesn't seem that she doesn't seem to be in Waterdeep right now. So she's guessing that she is back in Aglaron, possibly in the Eastern Kingdom.
Yeah. And by chance, has there been any information about the green dragon that we chased out of Thunder Tree?
Okay, let's see. So someone at the meeting, who would it be? Aaron? He says, I actually have heard some reports of a dragon near Yartar. I just heard that there was a dragon that's been harassing Yartar. But they didn't, nobody who was telling the story knew much about it.
Uh-huh.
Do they know what color the dragon was?
the guy who told it me didn't know. He had heard it from someone else. Just a kind of a rumor.
What kind of harassment?
He says that they had seen it seems that a dragon had been seen flying over uh Yartar, and that it seemingly had attacked some of the farmers, like cattle and stuff like that.
It was physical attack rather than having been harmed in any particular way.
So yeah, he says I didn't really get a good story from the guy. He just said that there's a dragon ate some cows, basically.
Okay. Well, from what I know of silver dragons, I don't think they would harass people. Um, the green dragon definitely they don't care. That's interesting. Okay. That
All right.
could be our green dragon.
He suggests like you might check in at one of the taverns or somewhere where there's more travelers. You might get some more stories.
Now, is there a good way to get to that part of the world? I don't see any. I'm not aware of any east-west paths.
Okay,
Um,
you actually are aware. There's when you guys were in Phandelver, you
yeah,
went up to the Tribor Trail, and so you know that goes from the high road over to the, I think it's called the long road. Yeah, where Tribor is. So that goes. That's how you guys were traveling east west during the Phandelver adventure.
but that road goes north-south.
So the one I'm talking about is not on this map here.
Oh, okay,
It's on the Phandelver adventure map though.
okay. Yeah, the name sounds familiar.
So yeah, you know, if you go south of Neverwinter and then head east past Phandelver on the Tribor Trail, it'll go to
Yeah,
Tribor,
okay,
past between the forest and the hills there, past
okay.
Ponyberry, the ruined place that you guys had gone through, which was near where the Banshee was.
Yeah, yeah, right. Okay.
And Aaron mentions that the Emerald Enclave is mostly has outposts up and down the coast, so they can't teleport you over to that area.
To the west.
They don't have
We
any
could
stuff
take
set up over there.
our sending stone will still work though, right?
Yeah, sending stone
Okay.
will work anywhere for contact.
And that's more or less also on the way to um the Eastern Kingdom where Xanathia is.
Uh, it would be a very long journey to get all the way to the east. You probably wouldn't want to go this way to get there because after the high forest, there's not much. There's a big desert and stuff.
How do people travel back and forth?
The more common route is down near Baldur's Gate. Yeah. If you travel south to Baldur's Gate, it goes to a inland sea. That's the fastest way to normal people would travel would be by ship from the
Okay.
inland sea.
Okay.
And yeah, he says, you know, the place that you teleported, basically where you teleported last time, that'd be a great place to start a journey to the east.
Okay.
Now is Rokus's friend Morgan at this meeting?
Yeah, he is. I mentioned that actually.
Okay, I couldn't remember. Is Morgan a um, Richie rogue?
He's Lorgan is a ranger, and Ruckus is also a ranger slash rogue.
Okay, so he's a ranger, non-slash rogue.
Yeah, just a ranger only.
Okay.
But he's not as experienced as you guys. Hasn't done much. He hasn't really fought lots of creatures.
Okay.
Okay. So once they're relatively satisfied with your report, they start giving you some reports. One of them being the thing with the bomb. So they actually have it to show you, and it's kind of I forgot which kind of shape I described it as, but it's similar to a D20. It's kind of a 3D octagonal, um,
A faceted thing.
faceted. Yeah, I forgot what that's called.
Multifaceted.
Anyway,
They've reconstructed enough of it that you can get an idea of the size and shape.
yeah, they've got a pretty good they got most of the pieces back, so it's pretty clear what it was before. They did a pretty good job of fixing it back up into its original shape, and yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Is this something that would have been magically transported?
There's no indication of that. The only thing that they can see is that uh, it had contained the they got some mana residue and stuff from inside that matches the stuff that was coming out of the zombie like creatures. Um, and that yeah, it seems to have exploded and shot these pieces of shrapnel into people's bodies, and that that would have transferred the mana into their bloodstream. And once they assembled the metal casing of this bomb type thing, uh, it actually has written in the Thay language. It says something like it would translate to uh, death to the Westerners.
Okay, now,
But you guys have in your documents you have concrete evidence that this was done by Xenothea. So
okay,
you know this is very obviously uh, a setup. They've inscribed it with some stuff from their enemy's language and tried to pin it on them. So yeah, Ruckus had figured this out before,
Why don't
right.
and you guys have the
we,
evidence.
why don't we round up and seize the ATC's place here?
Okay, so Neverember's here. He can talk about this sort of thing. He has the authority to do
I
that kind of thing.
ask a couple more
But
questions.
time one
I'm
of their
talking about.
boats come,
So
huh?
he
Could we?
says, hold on, let me say. Neverember says, yes, we have been doing um, we have been doing inspections of all their shipments recently, as we've become more suspicious after the um, ATC Expo incident. We've been checking not only the ATC but everyone's things that they're bringing into the city more carefully. Now we could do something where we confronted the ATC directly, but currently trying to I'm debating whether that's the best course of action. I feel that it's possible that it will be better to um, avoid making an enemy of the ATC directly. If I do something like banning their trade, it's going to cause them to ask a lot of questions about why. But I'm open to listening to your opinions.
Okay, I would like to add some more questions about the incident, though. One is, so do they think now? Think his name was Bill that got turned into a sort of a zombie-like thing?
Yeah.
They think that was because of his being pierced by the shrapnel and the shrapnel having mana on it. Is that the reason they think that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Harbeck would know that at this point. You
Right.
wouldn't need them
Okay.
to
Now.
tell you that.
Okay. Well, now my question is that Bill turned into one of these things immediately. When we were reading about this, it took a few days when we were looking at that person's diary.
Okay, you asked this question last time, actually, and the answer is that there's a difference between the Airborne version and the Injected version.
Okay, I forgot to write that down. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, when you get it directly into the bloodstream, it happens instantaneously.
Okay, Airborne. Okay, that I didn't write that down. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, Harbeck knows that already, so he wouldn't have to ask anything extra here.
Right.
My concern is that we have evidence that they plan to use this mana Airborne as a weapon and a money maker for turning people into these creatures and then having people pay them to fix them or to infect an area that they're going to invade.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty evil.
This
and
is
dangerous.
Definitely evil and definitely dangerous. Everyone at the meeting agrees.
Hey,
Neverember says it's. See, I think I feel like we're generally safe here on the Sword Coast. That the ATC wouldn't do that here because of it would hurt their business. But I think that's probably something they'd likely do over in the east. But yeah, it's definitely distressing. The problem is if we show this evidence to the other leaders in the Lord's Alliance, even our combined efforts might not be enough to take on the ATC or Waterdeep in a war.
How does this sound? We have we found some mana crystals that we've got.
Okay.
Supposing we get one of Brocus's friends, give him a crystal or two, have him go to the ATC and see if he can, try to sell it to him. And when they ask him where he got it from, he can tell them that sleazy pawn shop. He thought that they'd be interested in that, so he bought it from the sleazy pawn shop, and they had a bunch of other stuff like that, but he couldn't afford anything more. And then hopefully they will send somebody over to investigate. and we can grab that individual and grill him.
I think that would work, but what information would you be looking for from them?
Depends what he knows. He's going to have to be fairly high up. He's going to be sitting there trying to get information, so we can find out what's going on about the ATC, at least in this area.
I don't think you're going to find anybody high up enough to tell us what the kind of stuff we really need to know.
Yeah, I don't. The thing, yeah, I think if that were to happen, they would actually probably contact our city guard and have them go investigate, because they don't have authority to do you know, armed policing here in Neverwinter.
Yeah, but they're going to want. They're going to have some. They are going to get real interested in, how the hell did, because he can sit there and say he's got a lot of stuff in there. So they're going to be real interested in how he got his hands on all that sort of stuff. So they're going to have to send somebody over there. That person's going to have enough information about why they want it in order to be able to report back to
him. Well, I do agree. Yeah, that that would definitely get their interest. I don't think that they would necessarily send someone knowledgeable there to I think if it were I would guess that they would want to just retrieve the items. They'd probably yeah, they might interrogate the pawn shop owner. I'm not sure if that a person who would do the interrogation would be someone who would know anything more than what you've brought us here in these documents.
Yeah, now the ATC doesn't know that Seraphim has found out about them. Do you think they would be if we used Seraphim as bait, let's say that we made a show of bringing him in. I don't know if he would agree to do it, but do you think that they would try to spring him out if he was a prisoner?
If we had him as a prisoner in Neverwinter, I would expect the president Octavian to contact me directly and demand his release.
And if you told him that you couldn't release him because he was had serious charges?
I mean, I have authority within my city if I had a crime to charge him with. There's not much she could do.
We could
but
stage
I think they
something.
would find that would be right now. They're only just about now probably starting to be on the lookout for him, right? Because he hasn't reported back.
Yeah.
For a week.
Yeah.
He should be. If his mission was to
go there and
go back, then he should be reporting back by now.
How would he?
How long did it take? Wait. How long did it take him to get down there?
It was a week, right? They were coming from a lot further, but they were arriving at around the same time as you guys.
Right. So, but we're back now.
Yeah, he could have returned in this amount of time. So, but only just.
Okay.
Also, it seems that he wasn't originally ordered on the mission that he chose to. He volunteered for it. That was our original intel that we got.
Oh, so he was headed
Oh
to the
boy.
mansion on his own?
No, he kind of joined the group without being ordered to.
Now I'm curious. Next time we see him, we need to ask him what it was that he thought that they were going to be doing at the mansion.
Yeah. Yeah, what orders did the guards have? If they're only sending 6 guards, they must have thought not much was happening.
Yeah, so
Well, they had
I think
Zerafin with them.
I think
He's
this is
there.
something that's in your documents that we haven't actually had time to go over yet. But
Could
yeah.
maybe contact the ATC and say he's back and the other guy stayed at the mansion and what's his next assignment? So we sort of have an idea of what the ATC is wanting to get up to next. Would that be helpful information?
Yes, I think so. But so Aaron would say we have our contacts within the ATC already that we can use for finding some of these kinds of things. If
Yeah,
we probably don't want to expose Zerafim's location
no, definitely not.
unless we're doing some, you know, you have offered some plans using him as a focus of your plans, but so far I haven't seen the benefit of any of them. We have a lot. We have information on the ATC is not something that we're having trouble getting. We have all these documents that you have brought to us, and we have moles within the ATC. Um, uh, is there something in particular you want to find out? We can have Vaccina and her people there send us information if you're looking for something in particular.
Just sort of want to know what their next move, their next move is that they're planning.
Yeah, I'm still.
Well, I think Seraphin wants to go tear the place down. We could always go with him and disguise him and
How are you
like
going
the
to
fellow,
disguise?
huh?
How are you going to disguise? How are you going to disguise Zerafin? He's huge. There's
Well, we
nothing
had
else.
the other guy that was here that was giant that was a just a warrior badass. We could dress him up like that
Okay,
and
that guy you're talking about, he was of a race called Goliath. So
yeah,
those guys are really big.
yeah. So we'll let's disguise him as a Goliath and then we'll have him as a um member of the party and we'll just go see if we can get to take take the ship to the eastern place and see if we can get a hold of if we can get in the place. We need to talk to Zarafin a little bit about what it was that he thought they were
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
what the next moves would be and where they next expected to hear from him.
Yeah, we also need to ask him. I assumed, which I guess was a bad assumption, apparently, that uh, they had sent Zarafun there because they knew it was going to be bad time. But if you're only sending half a dozen grunts, not even another, it's just a sergeant level person in charge.
Okay,
Go there. They must have.
so we kind of we have an answer. I think we have not gone over it, but it was something that I had uh, counted to be within your documents. But yeah,
Okay.
what's the reason that they sent this small group to go investigate the mansion? Um, so looking through the documents from Xanophia's office, it seems that um, the 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 report of the zombie-like creatures had gotten to the ATC from Thunderfield. The higher ups recognized what was going on because of Xanathia was aware that the researchers there were letting the virus out among the staff to test it, and that the military side was sending a group to go investigate that, and that they basically just planned for them to be more tests. So they were just planning for the monsters to kill the ATC guards, and just to record data on how effective the zombies were on killing them. Seraphim heard about it, and not clear why, but he decided to go with them. And he it seems that it's not clear.
He would have gotten killed too.
Well, it's not clear that if Xanathia was still in Waterdeep when that part happened, so it's not sure if she knew about that or not.
Sounds like we need to talk to Seraphim at some point.
Maybe that's partly why he was so pissed off.
Cool. So
Now, is there a druid here? Is there a druid in this mishmash?
Besides Icy?
Aaron's a druid, and so is Icy.
Okay, all right. Let's ask Aaron about the vision that Icy had, and see what he has any advice as to what to do about getting some more information about that vision.
Good idea.
Okay. He says, well, from the description, it's not clear of if the elders agreed it was about the dragons, then they probably had the right idea. If you wanted to try to invoke another vision to get a clearer image, I guess you could do another ceremony. We have our local the local druid circle that Icy trained with during the winter. She could go visit them. But other than that, I would think you just need to go asking around about current events. See if any of the travelers coming around have heard anything about dragons.
Okay. We can do both. Icy can go to the about this then. Icy can go to the wherever. Yeah, I guess it would be the Emerald place, to where she could do another seance.
They have the circle is out in the it would be in the Neverwinter wood.
So
the
Icy
druids live.
Okay, so Icy could go do that. Rokus could go hang around the sleazy part of town and try to get information there, and I'll go to the upper levels and see if I can find anything.
Okay.
We'll split up trying to get information.
Sure. So the Neverember, and I guess it would mostly be Neverember in this situation. He says, listen, okay, so this, after all this information and discussion, my point of view is we can't face the ATC as an organization head on. If we tell them about Seraphim being here, if we show this evidence to everyone and prove that they've been doing all this evil stuff, I think that just starts a war and we get crushed. I think if the only thing I can see for you guys to do or is to take out Xanathia with before they know what's going on. And hopefully in the aftermath, sort of like staging a coup, we would be able to take control of the ATC's assets. But if we go about it in a diplomatic way, I don't think there's any way for us to win. What do you guys think of that?
Right, I think.
I agree, but I don't think we're ready. I don't think we're ready to take out their Xanathia without getting some more stuff.
Yeah, well, you guys have been discussing dragons. It sounds like uh could be a worthwhile um way
Yeah, well,
to
that's why.
gain fighting experience. And if I have heard that dragons often keep um treasure. Might be something there for you to
Yeah,
use.
we already stole treasure from the green dragon.
And then
We don't
never.
know if he had.
Okay, yeah. What were you gonna say?
Gonna say if the dragon, unless he's come up with a new horde, we already took his horde.
It's not necessarily the same green dragon.
How many green dragons are there?
Well, this one was a young one.
Yeah, the one you fought was young, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Don't know how. I guess let's see. Rokus, you do a hmm,
Inside? Or-
do a history check with advantage because you know about dragons.
14. I got 14.
That's your better roll.
Yeah.
Okay. 14's not bad. So yeah, you think that it's the dragon, the young dragon that you fought, Venom Fang. It was pretty large. It could have been on the verge of reaching adulthood.
Seems likely to me if we drove it off and there's one relatively close by. Good chance it's the same dragon.
So yeah, when the conversation got to magic items, Neverember says, "Ah, I meant to show you this. I got this invitation to the Tarmaloon auction house. It seems that they're selling 6 uh, magic items there tomorrow. Or actually, wait, it would be tomorrow. I guess that's fine. The day 21." So he hands you a sheet of it's a flyer. It's very fancy, printed in script, and let's see. They are offering a staff of the adder, the starting bid of 300 gold, bracers of archery, starting bid of 200 gold, a horn of blasting for 700, stone of controlling earth elemental 600, rod of the pact keeper for 9,000, and wand of polymorph for 6,000 gold as the starting bid. And he says, "Is there anything on there that looks useful to you?"
Definitely the braces.
Bracers of archery would work for me.
Yeah, Edward. And it's kind of expensive. I'd want to check out some other stuff, depending, see how much we have. But the elemental one, I think, would be useful.
I see.
Now, who can use that?
Anybody that can do magic, so it'd be either me or Icy.
I can do magic. But
Yeah,
I don't
Ruckus
need
is
that
also a spellcaster, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so any of us could use it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't specific. So yeah, cool. So he introduces this auction to you, and he says, if you guys want to register, I can have my people uh get that arranged for you.
Yeah.
Probably it would be best if Lord Harvick
Yeah.
went alone, I would guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I head to Toralay and see what I can find out there while you guys do that?
Um,
Are you going to
Torley
go to Toralay?
Torley takes at least what 2 days to get there and back.
Was a day and a half. If I left now, I could be there tomorrow.
What are you going to try to do in Toralay?
Well, I can speak fairy now. I could go down into the
Okay, that's what you
temple.
said. Right.
All right, interesting. And Icy has something to do with the druids, so that could work out.
And Marcus could also take Pookie, so if there's any information or if he needs any help, he could get that information back to Harbeck.
Are you within a mile of me?
Is that as
No,
far
yeah,
as it
I
is?
think that's it. Your telepathic link is only within a mile. That would be too far.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. It's a good idea, though.
Yeah. Could we send a sending stone and just go check for messages? Like,
I think that there was a sending stone for sale in one of the magic shops.
Would
Okay.
Wanted to get one to use in your party.
I think we should, yes.
Um,
If we're going to split up, I think we need to keep in communication with each other.
I could also see if Zarafin is interested in going.
Neverember is curious how much gold you have to work with for the auction.
okay, I have, wait a minute. Go to the bank. Now, this is not counting what Rokus and Icy have, but I don't think they have that much.
Also,
Okay.
we just brought back evidence of the ATC, so he owes us some money.
That's what we can do. But okay, we have right now in what I have, which is I'm sure the bulk of what we have, is 945 copper, 968 silver, 1,803 gold. No, excuse me. 66 electron. Then 1,803 gold and 15 platinum.
How much was the gold?
1,803.
Okay, I'm gonna type it out. Hold on. I have your old account summary from
Right.
summer. Let me do an updated one. So this is day 20 of spring. Harvick has. Okay, what was the copper again?
Copper is 945.
Okay, 945. All right, silver
968.
968. Okay, electrum.
66.
Okay, it's the same. Gold
1803.
1803. And platinum
15.
15.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how much does Neverember owe us for our ATC connection?
All right.
Wasn't
Let
that
me see. He did say something about that before. Let me check the original quest there.
it was like 300 or something?
It wasn't huge.
And I quite a bit of gold and electrum. I posted what I have.
So his original thing was he said he'd give 500 gold for reporting plots against him, and 1,000 for thwarting attempts on his life. So it wasn't specifically about the ATC. that he.
Yeah, there was. There was something about the ATC
That was
involvement.
from the Torrelane mission though, and you already got that.
Oh,
You already got that money.
okay.
But, um, since you're describing how much you have, let's see.
We haven't added up what Icy and Rokus have, so that'd be a little bit more. I don't think either of them has a terrible amount, though.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't.
Did
I
I
see.
post? Excuse
I
me.
see. Just posted
Excuse me.
hers.
I just
Oh,
posted.
okay.
She had over 200 in gold.
Right. Well,
I'm the one that doesn't have any money.
right. Well, yeah. Well, she had way less than I had because we consolidated everything a while back.
I have 11 gold, and 51 silver.
Okay, so he's looking at the stuff on the docket there. He says, "Well, okay, the bracers of archery go for 200. The stone of controlling earth element is 600. That's just the starting bid, though. You guys have done a lot of good work for us here. I'm willing to give you a sum of gold to help you." So he's considering it. Anything you guys want to say?
We'll take whatever we can get, and we can spend some more of today. It's the auctions tomorrow. We got some other stuff we can try to sell to increase our hoard as well.
Okay. He goes over to a desk and takes out some notebooks, and he's looking through them. He says, "Let me see what I can scrape together for you." Alright. I'm gonna do a roll for this and see how much money he offers you. Let's see. Okay, he says, I can give you a reward for all this information and your forthcoming work, and I will award you with 4,100 gold. This is for your upcoming expenses as you continue your training and expeditions to gain the power and abilities needed to stage a coup against the ATC and take out their leadership.
Cool.
Okay. It's almost 6,000, probably a little more after Icy, yeah.
We're just
Okay.
over 6,000.
Yeah.
61,600. I mean, 61,064.
Are you adding Rokus's gold too?
I don't know what Rokus has.
He had 11.
11 gold?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, that gives us 61,075. 6,175 gold.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you said too much.
6,175. That's pooling all of our gold, right?
Do we want to go to maybe the auction people and see if we can make a deal before the auction?
They don't do that.
Okay.
You get in big time trouble if you do that.
That would be some roguish thing to that kind of choice.
I could go steal the stuff.
Yeah.
Icy
I mean,
turns me
I
invisible. I could go get the
s-
stone.
I would say by your role playing up to this point, it doesn't sound like something that your characters would do to me.
No, definitely not a paladin.
Yes. Definitely
Just
not.
found these.
I don't think
I just
Rokus
found
would
these.
probably do that either.
I just found these bracers. I don't know where they came from.
Typical
They were in the
elf. Typical elf.
They were in the pawn shop.
Neverember says, I I am. Are you sure?
Just kidding
We're
around.
appalled.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Sure.
So I do want to I want
I'm not accustomed to such humor.
to yeah. I want to after we're done, how much more of this meeting do we do?
It's I think the everyone's shared what they wanted to say. Basically, in summary, you guys have all the evidence you need to prove the ATC's doing stuff, but even with that evidence, everyone's afraid to really use it, because um, they just feel morally justified that now they're 100% sure that they're right. I also mentioned the uh, Lord Justicar of the Church of Tears there, so he is giving Harvick his blessings and support, that the church is on his side, and that if he is caught attacking the ATC, that we know this is in the name of justice. So uh, you will not be going against your paladin oath by taking down the ATC. It's not going to be something that would be deemed as unlawful. Yeah, and Neverember's very happy to have this information, but he thinks that he can't really use it to gather allies to do anything in a large scale battle or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so um, they're saying, yeah, you go out with Seraphim. We need to keep Seraphim under wraps. Um, Seraphim, you guys have mentioned what he said. Seraphim had said that he thought he should keep moving, that he should stay out of the big cities. Um, you guys
Yeah.
probably want to talk to him more about exactly what he wants to do. But
Yeah.
yeah, Neverember is saying, okay, yeah, go out, fight monsters, get magic items. Here's some gold to help you on your way. But we're gonna have to keep everything under wraps still until we are ready to strike, and it's not gonna be a diplomatic declaration of war or something. It's gonna have to be something a
Yeah.
bit more, uh, something that will look to be underhanded to most people, but we know that we are morally justified in doing it.
Okay. And we probably shouldn't decide on a quest what we want to do at this point until Icy's had her trance and Rokus has talked to the fairy.
Sure, and talk to Seraphim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can I do a sneaky a stealth check and see if I can sneak up on Seraphim?
After the meeting, sure, you
Yeah.
could do that later. So are you guys
Okay.
ready to adjourn the meeting?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the other members there are satisfied that you're on the same page. Okay, cool. So Lord Neverember uh, agrees to end the meeting, and he wishes you all good luck. And you guys are using your methods, able to discreetly leave the premises. So we don't have much time left in the session, but yeah, let's do Rokus going back to Seraphim. Does everybody want to go along to talk to Seraphim?
Um. Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
can I
I,
go
I,
ahead?
all right. If I do that, what time of day will it be when I get back?
It took about an hour on foot to get out to where Seraphim was.
Okay. I'll have time to go to some shops and things and talk to people before I go to bed then, right?
Yeah, it's still morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have the rest of this day,
Okay.
day 20, and the auction
Yeah.
is on day 21.
Okay.
I
And
better write that
I
on my notes too.
I want to go ahead of the group. What I
Right.
had in mind, what I had in mind doing was trying to stealth up and then just surprise Zarafin where he at some point turns around and I'll just be lounging around like I've been there.
Okay, trying to show off.
Kind of startle him, yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you're taking the axe beak and we're walking.
Yeah, and I'll
Yeah, I
I'll
see.
have the
Also, do you want to use any of your spells to, because last time when you went out, when Rokus took him out, you had Seraphim was invisible. So I don't know if you want to use anything.
The Zerafin knows about that spell already, so that's not going to surprise him.
yeah.
I'll get Rokas, you're invisible, and me and Harbeck are going to use pass without a trace.
You can't do both of those at once, actually.
Okay.
I don't need to be invisible.
Okay, then we'll just all do pass without a trace. We're all here. We can all do
Okay,
pass
cool.
without a trace so that the people in town don't know what we're up to or where
Cool.
we're going.
Good thinking. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody do a stealth check with +10.
31.
All right. I see.
Just I gotta get my mouse
Yeah.
working here.
Okay.
I have a total of 18
Okay.
plus 2 plus 10.
10. 11 minus 1, 10.
Plus 10,
But then you get +10 more.
Oh, okay, sorry. 21
20.
then.
So 20, right? Okay. I see
Yep.
was
Yeah.
18 total. That's
Yep.
after the 10?
Yeah, I did 6
Oh, okay.
plus
Bad
2
roll.
plus 10. I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool. Rokus has a 31. Let's see if Seraphim can see you. Gotta pull up his information though. He's easy to find on the alphabetical order. Yeah, it's not gonna be possible. Whoa! He rolled a nat 20 plus 9. 29. He almost saw you. Even with your 31. But nope, he
Yeah.
didn't. So
So
you,
he was, even though he was paying tons of attention, I still freak
yeah,
him
so
out.
you found he is like very alert and paying close attention. Like you're constantly you thought you'd like sneak up there easily and just be lounging around, but in order to sneak up on him, it's like taking all of your expertise in sneaking. You're like dodging between trees and bushes and rolling and crawling and all kinds of maneuvers just to get up to the position you wanted to get into. And you definitely didn't have time to just put yourself in a lounging pose, but you can lean up against a tree casually.
Yeah.
And
So when he turns
he turns
around, he's
around
like,
and says,
"Whoa."
"Oh, sneaky one, huh?"
Yeah. Harbeck and Icy and I wanted to talk to you about what we do next. So they come out.
Yeah, after 10 minutes, maybe they
And
catch up with you.
they can bring the axe beak along too, because I'd left it.
Okay, cool. So yeah, and I see. I don't know if yeah, sure. You got out with passive without a trace, but I don't know if she may have wanted to turn into a horse or something to get you guys out. But anyway, it's not important. You guys get out there, and he says, "All right, let's talk. What do you want to know?"
we just had a meeting with the people in town, and there's a couple things. The evidence that we gave was enough, um, that we are clear and free to move against the ATC, but they don't have the resources to just go have a battle with them. So we'd need to go find Xanathia on our own and see if we can, and sort of have a strike against the hierarchy of the ATC rather than a pitched battle. There is another like side quest involving a dragon. So we
Oh,
were wondering if you'd be interested in going dragon hunting before we go after Xanathia. Um, we're going to want to, we have some training and research to do. Which reminds me, would we be able to get some combat training from you?
yes. Within the ATC, I used to ever so often train some of the more promising members. I could probably show you guys a thing or two.
And how
We
about
could have a
time?
mock battle.
Cool. And how about dragon hunting on in between going after Xanathia?
Well, it doesn't seem like we can take them on right this moment. So yeah, maybe it would be worthwhile brushing up on my fighting skills. I haven't fought a worthy opponent for a while.
Green Dragon, pretty worthy opponent, that's for sure. Are you
Yeah,
are
you
you
if you're going after a dragon, you might need my help.
yeah. Um do you have resistance to poison by any chance?
Yeah, I'm immune to poison.
Well, that'll be really helpful in fighting a green dragon.
I guess I have my demonic fathers to thank for that. Speaking of that, I was sitting out here in the quiet and I felt something calling me from the north.
Oh, that may be the Temple of Torlai.
What, why? What's there?
Bits of your dad.
Huh. I had a similar feeling when I was in on the way to the mansion.
Yeah,
Field?
for the same reason.
So earlier, Harvick had wanted to ask Seraphim about why he went on that mission.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want to ask him that?
Yeah. Apparently, you volunteered to go on that mission, and I'm curious as to why you wanted to go on that mission. Why you thought it was worth your while to go there? If it was just to drop off some dum dums.
I was just talking to them as they were heading out, and uh, they described the zombie-like creatures that we had we had fought some of them in the east, and we had heard news that there was a explosion at Neverwinter, where some more had occurred, but the place the place down south has sounded suspicious and not connected with the Red Wizards, so I thought it was strange. So I decided to tag along. And on the way, I started getting a weird feeling that I was being called there. And now I guess might have been my father urging me along this whole time.
That would make sense.
But yeah, they didn't. The higher ups didn't know. I just went with them.
Would you be willing to pose as a Goliath um, while we are traveling so that people won't realize who you are?
Uh, I don't. Must I? I would
Well,
rather not. I would rather not play costumes.
it's just if you're fairly noticeable and
Yes.
recognizable.
This.
Yeah, but his sword's so famous, I think right there would be a giveaway.
Mm,
Don't know. Is the sword that famous?
uh. So yeah. I don't. Just to clarify,
At the
the sword.
tavern, you were,
So yeah.
at the tavern, the guy was singing about it.
Was he? I don't remember specifically, but
Yeah,
uh.
they can give it a name. The sword has a name.
Okay, I don't know if you're confusing. I think you might be confusing it with Grotst, who has the Wave of Sorrow. That's the famous sword of his father, right? But and
No,
his sword is
uh,
similar
let me
looking,
check
but
my
it's
notes.
not. It's not the same one. I think his sword is definitely well known. It doesn't have a name. It's just a great sword, and it's of a design that is common in the East, but his is a lot bigger, so it is distinctive, and might easily give him away. But it's not the super famous Wave of Sorrow that Grotz had. So I
Sort
hope
of song.
that might clarify that a bit. But yeah, the bard might have sung about his sword he likes to use.
Okay.
Um, well, whether you go in disguise is up to you. We just thought we might have an advantage if we showed up more unannounced.
Mm,
It's getting to where Xanathia is going to be. It's going to be involve some travel. I don't think you'd need to go incognito until we're getting ready to go to the on our actual journey east.
I see. I guess we can. I will try to stay out of town whenever we get to a city or something. But on the road, yeah, I guess it's better if I wear I can wear a cloak to cover my pointed ears and possibly uh I'm not a big fan of wearing the constrictive clothes, but I guess I can cover up more. Maybe if I must, I could put on some white makeup to look more like a Goliath.
Okay, we don't need to do that while we're chasing dragons.
But if I haven't made it clear, I'm not a big fan of sneaking around.
Yeah,
Yeah, now, does Xerafen often go off just on quests on his own? I mean, is that to decide? I just want to go whack on a dragon. Would that be all? That would still be in character, wouldn't it? I mean,
So
it's not
yeah,
like
so within the ATC, he did have a pretty high level of autonomy. He was allowed to, uh, when they weren't at war and he didn't have specific orders, he was kind of able to choose what missions he'd go on, and he could kind of lounge about a lot of the time. So yeah, he did.
so. So,
But
so it wouldn't be all that strange for him to be going off to whack a dragon, then, would it?
he probably wouldn't bother doing that normally. Um, he's more into like one-on-one duels, sword fight duels and stuff. It's not.
Yeah.
But also like I don't know if you're saying.
Be tired of lounging around and want something to do, and you
Right.
heard
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
this dragon.
Yeah, I'm just saying if he's going off on a lark, I mean, they don't even know where he's doing. There, he's just gone off. He doesn't have to tell anybody where he's doing or anything like that, does he?
If so, normally when he's with the ATC, they do expect him to check in from time to time. He needs to
Yeah.
be like able to receive orders and things. So it's not normal that he would just go off for long periods of time. Uh, but and
For a week
also
or two.
yeah, maybe a week or something. And they'd probably be mad if he didn't say where he was going. But
So at this point, you're you're getting to the point where of needing to check in with the ATC, right?
yeah, so he says, I'm not, I have said before, I'm not willing to play, uh, double
Well,
agent. I'm just
how
gonna
would
hide from the ATC and they're not gonna know where I am. That's what I'm planning to do.
yeah,
Okay.
where how, how would you have contacted them if things had gone differently at the mansion?
I would have just gone straight back to, we would have got back. If we
The
cleared out the
Waterdeep?
mansion or figured out whatever was going on, we would have just got back in our auto carriage, gone back through Baldur's Gate, and checked in from there. So I would have already checked in.
Well, I don't see how that would work because those guys were supposed to. When the guys showed up with the auto carriage, they were supposed to be sacrificed, right?
Well, they
How's the
didn't know
car going to get back?
that. They
Yeah, but
didn't.
how's the car going to get back? The car's going to still sit there.
Yeah, it would have just sat there.
Right. Okay. So we don't have to worry about the car coming back then. Not going to be there. The car coming back is not going to surprise them. It didn't get back.
Okay,
That's true.
Xerafen, what are you agreeing to do with us?
He's gonna come hunt a dragon.
Let Xerafen tell me. You guys,
Yeah.
everybody's been talking in circles. I just want some clarification.
All right, and I think that's good because it's about time to stop the session. So yes, as they have said, it seems that Xeraphim has agreed to go along with the party to find out about dragons or other monsters that you might need to fight in order to improve your abilities, and he's willing to do some combat training with you guys as well.
Okay.
But he doesn't really want to check in with the ATC and pretend everything's okay. He just wants to pretend he's disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Now I've got.
let's finish the recording. Then I can answer extra questions after if you want.
Well, okay. Not sure if this. All right. Yeah, you can always add it to it later if this isn't. All right.
Okay, so we'll stop the session there, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. And for listeners, we might have to say goodbye to our player Patricia for the time being soon. So it's possible next episode might be her last one for a while. But the show must go on. We will continue the adventures. But cool. We'll see you guys next Sunday.
Q.
All right. Bye
Hey,
bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, wait, Ian, in my notes,
We're
I have
supposed
when
to
the guy
say
was singing the
goodbye on
ballad.
the. We're just saying goodbye for the recording.
Oh, okay,
All right.
all right.
Goodbye.
All right, mine.
No, say
Goodbye.
goodbye. God
Just
damn
the
it.
Insta, baby.
Bye. Okay.